What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of Ghost Killers versus Bloody Mary, and it's going to get bloody. So Ghost Killers versus Bloody Mary is a new Brazilian horror gore comedy that just came out here in the States on VOD. It's been at some of the festivals for, in the past year. It even released in November of 2018 in Brazil. It's by writer-director Fabrizio Bittar, who has done some other comedy work, but never horror. It also is written by Danilo Gentili, who is also playing the role of Jack in this movie. He's also one of the people that came up with the concept and everything, so pretty interesting. So what can I say about this movie? It is very reminiscent in the humor department and gore and over-the-top silliness that you might find in the TV series called Ash vs. Evil Dead. Now, is it exactly the same as it? In some regards, yes. In others, not so much. But it's still actually pretty good. It's extremely gory, it's extremely gross, extremely bloody and over the top in just about every single fucking department, including comedy. It's a practice of quantity over quality, and it just sort of goes for it. It's that type of film that isn't really worried about trying to be like anything else, although you could say that it definitely borrows from many other films. The story is about these guys called Ghoul Busters, who have a YouTube channel that is dying, and they are ghost hunters that basically go out and make shit up to try to sizzle it on the internet. And of course, nobody believes in their shit, so their fucking stats are going down, 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 and they're not able to make any money off of YouTube. So they finally get a call from this one occurrence in a school where Bloody Mary, aka Katarina, is coming back to haunt people and killing them. Now, nobody, of course, including them, believe in ghosts, but they go to the school anyway in hopes to get some money for their fucking rent that they have at this butcher shop. The principal tells them the story of Bloody Mary is happening in their school, and he just attributes it to just a seizure from a kid, but they start to happen more frequently, and they ask them to put on a show for the kids so that they will basically be like, oh, it's over and everything's okay. But things get obviously worse and become obviously real, which is funny because we just this week have an episode up about Grave Encounters 1 and 2, which is about some fake ghost hunters going into a place where they believe that ghosts don't exist and then actually capture something. So it's very fitting that I'm actually doing a review of this now. Of course, in a horror comedy, one of the most important things is obviously to have some horror element mixed in with good comedy. Now, it's up in the air whether or not you're going to enjoy all the jokes that are in here, because this movie is so fast-paced that it just pumps out jokes non-stop. And I might add, it's spoken in Portuguese because it is Brazil, so following the subtitles was a little bit of a harder task for me. And I don't mind subtitles, guys, so it's not a big deal to me. Plus, the humor sort of desensitizes you from beginning to end, so by the time you're done, it's fun, it's jovial, and there's some stuff in it that is just so wildly over the top that you're gonna be like, what the fuck? They actually went there. And this is why I compare it to Ash vs. Evil Dead, especially when you get into like season 2 and 3, because that's when shit just goes fucking bananas. I thought it was funny sometimes. There wasn't a lot that I was like over the top laughing, because a lot of the situations that these guys get in, it's almost as if the humor on page performs better there than it does on the screen. But don't let that sway you, because there is still a lot to like about this film, and it really goes there. It's a film that, we don't really get to see these days, akin to stuff like Black Sheep or even Dead Alive in some regards. But is it as good as those movies? Not so much. The quality of the humor in this is really what I think holds it back a little bit, but it really is just an exercise in having fun with the genre and just being as ridiculous as you possibly can over an hour and about 45 minutes. It's actually pretty long, and I wasn't expecting it to be that long. I think there was 20 minutes left of the movie, and I was like, it's not over yet? Which can be a bad thing, but I don't think it was in this case. It's definitely worth a watch, and it may be better or some of the worst shit you've ever seen. People online are, of course, giving it 1s out of 10s or 10s out of 10, and I think both of those are a little too much. I think this one sort of belongs in the 6.5 to 7 range for me personally, which means that I really enjoyed the film. It didn't supersede my expectations. It kind of just met them. It was a little desensitizing by the end, but still I enjoyed it, and it's actually pretty funny at times. There were some times me and Christina were laughing out loud hysterically, but there was a lot, I mean, overwhelmingly a lot of other jokes that not over my head, but shot definitely underneath my particular taste of humor. So, but there is so much in here. I mean, nothing is off bounds. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I will just say there's stuff with poop. There's stuff with babies that are unborn. There's just a ton of stuff in this movie. It's raunchy at times. It's ridiculous most of the time, and none of it really makes sense, but it's really just a point of getting to the end and just having fun with making film and making a horror comedy, because this is a very fast-paced film. So they're really looking for that kind of bouncy, poppy, like go, 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 go vibe. But ultimately, I think that if you are looking for something that might make you laugh and can fill that void of maybe some Ash versus Evil Dead, even though it's not as good, this might be a nice little fix for you to get by. I would recommend watching Ghost Killers versus Bloody Mary, but mileage may vary. You know, some people, they just cannot tolerate that type of humor in a horror comedy that just goes for it. So it may be something that you just want to skip if you're one of those people. But if you're into it and you just want to have fun and just have a laugh and just kind of watch something that you might want to add to your collection, then I suggest watching this. But what do you guys think? Have you guys seen it yet? Have you even heard of it? There's a lot of people that haven't even heard of it. It's taken its time to come out, and they probably just found a distributor because it's Warner Brothers, surprisingly, that picked it up, which I thought was really interesting. But horror is popping right now, so they're just trying to grab on anything they can to kind of put out there to get some eyes on it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? This is just my opinion. And as always, thank you for stopping by, and long live the void.